honor to be here today. But I love the theme, American healing. Well, first, let's think about something. Where did America come from? Have it always been America? Or was it just created to be America? Who are the real Americans? America keep changing and changing and changing. Let's go back in time when the American Indians looked like I look and roamed the southeast part of the United States freely. I love what the mayor said. We have to tell the truth. We cannot heal America till we fix the foundation. Can we start right there?
Keep it consistent, do y'all thing. Keep it always 100.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I say it again. Yes, sir. Can I get a 100? 100. Hey, man, it's your boy Bone Coon, man. Aboriginal Ace. Depending on what page you're looking at. My bad. Cut up these fire oranges. Get my fruit on. But yeah, man, I got a little bit more information, man. It's like it's more on the hands of what happens there, what happens there, what happened everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brown child. Hey, Niji. Hey, brown child. Hey, indigenous. Hey, copper child. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you really are? Who you really, really are? No. I'm telling you, I got some stuff for y'all today, though. To get straight to the point. Y'all excuse me when I get into these intervals with these damn oranges. You know what I'm saying? These things is fire. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Pretty dang good. But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, man. So let's get to the lies. Let's get to the lies. Dude on the all the way right look like Ja Rule right there. Niji, baby. Good therapy, salute. Make sure when y'all come in here too, man, y'all hit the like and subscribe. You feel me? If you don't like your channel, talking all kind of bullshit, false narratives and shit, come over here to Ace Bone Coon side, man. Aboriginal Ace. You know what I'm saying? We over here doing what we got to do. What's up, son? What's up? What's happening? Go tell your brother. Go tell your brother. Yeah. So yeah, I got my other son helping me out while I'm live. Brother start talking. Listen to your brother.
Here, you want to watch Peppa Pig?
Go watch the little cartoon, boy. Hurry up. Go in there with your brother.
Let's go run.
No.
Don't let him punk you. Pull it. Hold him. Go with your brother.
Here, let's run.
Salute, Matthew, Alex, Chalk. What's happening, man? Salute, salute. So, man, salute, y'all. Everybody tapping in, man. But look, man, there's some real stuff. What happened here happened everywhere. And this is what I'm about to explain to y'all. Y'all got to think with me, too. Make sure y'all think with me. You have to use your heads. Here we go, though. Let's go to this first one. Let's scrutinize. This is from these dudes. He's from Jamaica. He's from Jamaica. And he's talking to some class about whatever, I'm not sure. But yeah, here we go.
Here. All right, and they have been here for tens of thousands of years, as I'm going to prove. Historians have discovered what they were called. They were called the Amaru. Amaru, this is where the term America comes from. It doesn't come from Amerigo Vespucci. It came from the Amaru, because they knew who was here originally. And another name for them is the Olmec sheep. Well, guess what? Mech, sheep, Mexico. That's where the term Mexico comes from. So if you talk about Americans or Mexicans, you're talking about our ancestors. And they inhabited.
There you go. And y'all already know the original of everybody was of indigenous color or dark skin, complexion, whatever. But the Mexicans also were dark skinned. A lot of them still are. So let's go on to the next one. It's gonna get a little deep. Rabbit hole gets deep, I'm telling y'all.
13 warships and 1,300 soldiers, and those ships were carrying cannons, those ships were carrying armory, but he was just an explorer. There was a war between the Moors and the white Europeans. Actually, that war had been going on for a very long time. The Moors had ruled Western Europe for 700 years. But in 1491, when Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand defeated them at Granada in Spain, Pope Innocente, I love how the popes always have nice names. Pope Innocent. Pope Innocent VIII legalized the enslavement of black people all over the world and the theft of their lands and their wealth by white Europeans. This happened in 1491, and then in 1492, the voyages all started, right? You had Portugal, Spain, the Dutch, France, and Britain. Everybody just started exploring the so-called New World. How can it be the New World, by the way, if it's older than your world? I mean, I just showed you a 26,000-year-old pyramid in the New World. Anyway, Columbus's first voyage was in.
So they were saying that the Moors had a battle with the Europeans and lost. 1491, whatever. The very next year, 1492, that's where they took over, where they landed on America. Here you go. Your orange. Here, take that orange. There you go. So 1492, that's when they took over. You heard about Columbus and all that stuff like that. So look what Columbus was. Look what they was carrying. They weren't just coming over there on some peaceful journey shit. Look at this shit. They was out there to take over.
13 warships and 1,300 soldiers, and those ships were carrying cannons. Those ships were carrying armory, but he was just an explorer. Columbus and his crew sailed from island to island, wiping out the natives who fought back and enslaving the survivors. This mass murder was justified as converting savages to Christianity in order to bring them under the dominion of Rome. It's called forced denationalization. Denationalization is when somebody...
You see that? They was coming over there to take over. And that's what they did to us. Came over here, waged war, enslaved us, then start bringing the lies and the narratives and the bullshit. Crazy, huh?
With biological, psychological, social, legal, and financial tactics to achieve total domination over indigenous Nubian peoples. The defeated Nubians were captured as prisoners of war. Again, we go back to the Europeans and their wordplay. The people you are calling slaves are prisoners of war. They're prisoners of war. And what you're calling a slave trade was a war. It was a race war.
Crazy, ain't it? And they knew that all indigenous people came from, what was the inhabitants of all these places. They knew everybody looked like us. And this president right here knew that, that America is probably the oldest continent in the world. Watch.
The next chapter, America, the first inhabited of the continent. Okay. So it was the belief of the wise Thomas Jefferson that America was the first seed of the human race, and that the Eastern Hemisphere was peopled from the Western. A letter written by him to President Stiles of Yale College in 1786, while he represented the United States at the court of France, was published in the American Museum for November 1787, page 492. Go verify the source. From this letter, the following extract is taken, clearly stating Mr. Jefferson's belief that the first inhabitants of Asia, who so much resembled the American Aborigines, went from America to Asia instead of coming from Asia to America. Again, the next chapter.
Feel that? And the first Asians were dark too. First everybody was. But look, check this out. Y'all know the war stopped. Don't play with knives. The war of 1776. That's when America won their freedom from Great Britain. See, Britain was the one going around conquering all these places, but they was, even though they was leaving, conquering these places, they were still under the control of Great Britain. So even though that tells you that Columbus just wasn't some little Spanish explorer coming in, no. It was an organized takeover from Britain. See, but America was like, man, it was actually too many of us, blacks or Indians or indigenous, whatever. It was like, man, we're just gonna make amends, and it was like, look, we're gonna work with some of them. The ones that don't want to work, we enslave them. That's how you got the big army. You know what I'm saying? So they won that shit in Great Britain in 1776. Now look what happened in 1777. Look what Great Britain did. Since they lost America, they're like, we gotta get some out.
In their quest for new territories, reached Tasmania on January 28, 1777. Adopting their customary approach, the British invaded the land, transforming Tasmania into a settlement for their prisoners and convicts. These convicts represented the darkest facets of British society: criminals, rapists, killers, and individuals with malevolent intent. It was these individuals who were brought to inhabit Tasmania. History reveals the brutal and inhumane treatment inflicted upon the Aborigines by the British. When a tally was taken, including soldiers, missionaries, prisoners, and administrators, it was evident that over 65,000 Caucasians, driven by prejudice against black people, had settled in Tasmania. By 1804, the British colonial government and their convicts started to slaughter and murder the Tasmanian Aborigines in cold blood. They would kidnap, torture, and enslave them. They did that because they didn't consider the Aborigines to be full humans. They followed the lies of European scholars who twisted human origins, placing Caucasians at the top of the pyramid and placing black people at the bottom. Their exploitation of the Tasmanian people was very sadistic and barbaric, just like we found them doing to Africans at that point in time. Their mission was the total annihilation of the black race, and they wasted no time decimating the Tasmanian population. The Europeans on the island.
So they said, you heard it when they said using a customary approach. They, waged war, enslaved, beat, you know what I'm saying, killed. Customary approach. I mean, they did the same thing to America and wherever else they at. That's crazy. I'm like, where did these dudes come from? But yeah, man, it's a trip. Just see how the trickery was made, how the same thing was done on both sides. Quick little video, ain't gonna talk too much, man. Just to point a couple of things out like that. You feel me? So yeah, man, whatever you do, man, keep that shit 100 with yourself. Fuck with y'all like y'all fuck with me, man. It's cool. Aboriginal Ace. 100. Come back soon.
Keep it consistent, do y'all thing, and keep it always 100.